death from above, courtesy of Meteor. Leviathan! Straight on in, finds both.
We're really curious as we go into Lotus. We didn't get to see these two teams play it last week, but this week we've got it, and it looks like not too many changes from the side of T1.
No, no changes at all across both of these teams. It's going to be straight up what they were expecting.
New composition, they just showed it against KRX, and now they're diving straight over onto C-Site.
Paranoia looks to be a good one there from Munchkin. The fly in, though, from both Jip Boys and Primmy's is a little bit too much to deal with. Primmy, again, starting well for Full Sense, and man, they are frying, they are cooking today.
Just not letting T1 find any sizzle, any spice whatsoever. Just stacks left onto the Sheriff. And this is going to be a quick firing squad from, well, Full Sense, as you called it yesterday.
Firing squad, it makes sense. I'm just what I'm saying, man.
No friggin' way. But still, I do kind of want to call it out really quickly, though. This composition, right, that's the entire thing. Again, you're seeing the Vice in play. And once they swap sides, like, this could still be so deadly against a solo duelist T1. And I think that's the whole thing about Pacific. We have so many duelists here, and everyone has been playing double duelist for the entirety of group stage. Meanwhile, other regions we're seeing, you know, people trying to find counters to Neon. They could still pivot to B.
Gonna call the team across. It looks to be a commitment here towards A. Primmy out through that smoke, dashing his way forward. Again, providing more and more and more space and kills for Full Sense. He is just so sharp.
How on earth? We get it from his perspective. That was a Marshall, and he's reloaded 3 times and just taken down 3 players. The fourth one as well. He's already 1 point away from Bladestorm. Like,
buddy, he's basically playing aim labs in Valorant. Like, it's just he's just practicing his aim at this point.
You're kidding.
Things are just popping up on his screen, and he's practicing his flicks. Watch this.
No need for a scope. Got that main character energy after all. You think about the next round, we saw Glass Cannon op. At least he has utility still, so this could be a quick retake shift, but
double swing, Full Sense get themselves another opener. And Full Sense have not missed a beat since coming into Lotus. It's feeling exactly like Pearl did.
They're already saving Jordan. Cakewalk from Full Sense? Surely not.
I would hope not.
One-way smoke. Okay, they'll keep their guns intact for now. Full Sense would want, though, not only is it the rounds being picked up, or the reads on the plays, or the pacing of which they can operate, surely you check with utility.
Enemy down.
Good shot from Stax. Buzz in a great spot. Flash not going to dissuade him, but still dealt with by Jip Boys. Today is not Buzz's day. Another 0-4 start. He had that exact same scoreline over on Pearl. Primmy, on the other hand, 7-0 right now, is the one that's leading from the front for Full Sense. He will be stalled up by the Nightfall. 30 seconds on the clock here. Full Sense wanting to wait it out, but Primmy happy to take the fight anyway. Munchkin basically knew where he was, and Primmy still wins the duel. Leviathan as well. The mechanics are on a different level for Full Sense right now. They're just hitting everything that they need to. Stax is the only line of defense, but he's a damn good line of defense. What is that from Stax?
Oh my god! Dink through the wall, perhaps. And you just have to watch that down slow motion. And let the play do the talking for itself. Look at that. Enough damage done. Just mow them all down as they try to step across. Oh my god. Stand up and kiss the mouse again.
Looking like the dominant force in that round as well. So rough signs ahead here for T1. And again, this time Stax can't deliver. Full Sense have another entry and onto A. There's no defenders there. The rotation is coming across, but man, Full Sense are just getting into these sites way too easily.
Meteor's already been spotted. Not to mention you have Heaven control. The smoke's being set up as well. Primmy hiding underneath. Everyone's just stepping away because the spike's already been planted for Tree.
Buzz trying to push his way in. There's a showstopper waiting for it. Nobody game for a tap on that defuse. And Jip Boys, he looked close, but doesn't quite go deep enough to connect. Either way, it has brought so much time for Full Sense, and Munchkin can get nothing done. Izu, the only one for a frag on the retake. Full Sense have got another some hype up, obviously, with Stax finding a really nice round. You think, all right, we're back in the game. And then immediately, any hope is just pulled away from you again. And Full Sense well and truly in control. They are dominating.
Yeah. I mean, look at that little timing on the flash from Killua. So unlucky for Munchkin. But ultimately, that's again what this composition can do. Peter could start to push out on flank. Full Sense on a whoa, no, to turn around.
Ah, that's awkward timing for Meteor. He just thought about away from that C site. So plan's going to be an easy one here for Full Sense. Primi on for another.
Spike planted.
This is a very routine game thus far from Full Sense. This is about as easy as they could have possibly hoped this to be.
But down to Buzz where, you know, put on your marathon shoes maybe.
Ooh. Well, marathon shoes not going to save you there.
Gonna have to be a big buy, maybe some kind of a big round where you get first pick, and that's what Buzz is trying to do with the operator now. Push out perhaps A or C on some extremity of the map, which has been Full Sense's game plan. They've been challenging all these spots. You put a wrench into Full Sense's plans, and then we can have a discussion. But until then, Full Sense.
Flash over the top. T1 ready for the defense this time around. Meteor and Izu able to get into the play early on in the piece, and Full Sense have walked right into the trap.
Be much more proactive, right? But also setting up outside of Mound allows for them to send that huge paranoia, hitting like a truck. Every single player nearsighted makes it tough for them to take confident fights. Something that Full Sense always has.
Little tickle on the way past. Cops 10 HP worth of damage, not a big deal. But Full Sense are not going to slow down at all. And T1 have seen that before. Buzz sticks around, but maybe a little bit too long. Munchkin with the important secondary frag, and the hold is looking a little better. T1 starting to come into their own now on Lotus.
Feels as though the call was to pivot to a more brawly, more trade-centric style. Just Jit Boys left, and he would be happy to get some more points, but got gunned down by Stax at the end. All ultimates online as well. I mean, just positioned around it, right? Munchkin into the corner, instant contact from Buzz, Munchkin will peek out. At the same time, everyone rotates over just fast enough. Meteor goes through, Stax instantly back in the pivot off of it. And that's always the trades that... Oh, it's going to set up for a retake.
30 seconds left.
I think that's fine.
Do T1 do Full Sense push the issue?
Well, they haven't even planted just yet. Primi's going to be the one to push the issue, and it doesn't matter whether or not there's a plant. Primi's just killing everyone. Killua will fall in the meanwhile. I think that lockdown largely irrelevant. 4v3 now, and T1 have to fight to take control of even a position to think about a retake. Primi, again, like I said, is killing everyone. He gets some help in the end from Jit Boys and Cruz, but Full Sense have just picked T1 apart one by one.
Done with Blade Storm. That's pixel perfect accuracy. Look at this. Buzz just picked up Overdrive, and he got instantly slapped downward. It costs T1 an arm and a leg to even try to bring this round back, but they still can't quite make it happen. Tried to set up for it. We're pivoting. We're pivoting.
I don't know about this. Straight into the op of Buzz. It'll be smoked off. Hang on a second. Buzz is giving away his position now. Surely Primi's going to strike. It won't go his way. Meteor will find him in the end. This has gotten a little bit too busy for Full Sense. Have they overcooked this round? Gonna have to go back over to B, TP in here from Leviathan to get back into the site safely, but Stax is here on the flank, wrapping his way in, spotted out by Killua, but it'll be to the detriment of Killua. Trade through, but with 19 seconds on the clock, I don't know how Full Sense can pull this one together. Cruz takes a risk, and it will be one that does not pay off. It's all on the shoulders now of Leviathan, and the shots are not clean enough. Full Sense just get a little bit too tricky for their own goods.
Get out of the pit, in fact. And you can just kind of imagine he's like Ross from Friends calling, pivot! We know that Full Sense are going to be trying to end up on C. So they stick around just long enough, and Meteor will be able to find the frags necessary just to give them enough information to end up back on towards this final destination of B site. Quick.
Still have Jit Boys with the showstopper. If they want to try something explosive, they can pop that. Seeker's opting to go forward, and oh dear, Jit Boys checks left when he should have checked right, or vice versa. Either way, it doesn't matter, he's dead. And Full Sense, their entry into C has not worked out despite two big ultis, three in fact actually, so they pulled off the Steel Garden too. Not quite being as clean as they would want, but they might still win the round. Primi and Cruz activating TP forward here from Munchkin.
Wait, did he see him?
Yes, he did. Primi does it again, 15 and 5.
Finally have the confidence, take more forward space outside of B, and that's where they're able to play around that rotating door. So as soon as they find contact with that showstopper, they swing the door. Cruz, though, with the quick reaction. But what really does it for me is this shot right here. He takes down Buzz, who was on an up. The crosshair was on him, in fact. Alone, though.
Oh, Izu flashed back down behind Mound. He's still bound. Find himself an angle for the double. Body's going to go forward. Meteor inside of the orb. The TP forward saves the day there for Leviathan, and somehow Meteor, he's in all sorts of shambles. He's got no idea where to go right now. Jip Boys eventually catches up with him. It's a shambolic round. But Full Sense have stabilized 4 now. Flank's coming through though, and I'm not sure Cruz will be ready for it. Turns around in time. So Stacks falls. And it's 2 to try and stave off another 8-4 lead for T1. Buzz pushing his way through. How is Leviathan alive again? I don't know. Jit Boys all over it. And Leviathan, the sneaky player, gets it done. I don't know how he's lived through that round. He's just TPing all over the place.
Sneaky boy. Let's watch that again. I mean, the neon patch, the shotgun nerfs, they're not even in yet, but the range wasn't quite there, you suppose. And if there's anyone to stabilize Full Sense, it would be Cruz. Checks towards the back, and despite the best efforts, yeah, it's way too far off. Jit Boys, alongside Leviathan, being able to clean house.
Halftime.
We've only seen initial contact. They creeping through.
Oh, Leviathan gets back to safety for now. The flash is coming through. Leviathan can't quite convert fully, but does enough, and Jit Boys is starting to push his way forward. That spike has been dropped. A chance. Goes begging. Primi and Cruz now have to recover it again as that dynamic duo.
30 seconds left.
Primi happy to creep his way forward, even despite the fact that Cruz is not here. He knows that he needs to try to find a timing. Munchkin is low. There'll be a swing back in though if Primi gets this kill for free. Buzz! Oof, if he would have fallen, that would have been scary. Cruz though, low, should not get anything. So Pistol will go the way of T1.
I mean, this is one heck of an ice-cold play. You knew the thorns were there, so you kind of step over it by shift walking into sight. Thankfully, Jit Boys was around with the paint shells, but as he swung around the corner of stairs, many players onto slightly weaker buys.
Okay, good start for Izu. Push out here from Full Sense. They're going to try to cause a bit of a ruckus at Rubble, and they're just going to be added to the Rubble as T1 sweep them aside.
Try to find the spike somewhere else instead, but if they're able to shoot that sharply, why not? We could have a real map here, depending on how Full Sense continues to play on the defense as well. Clearly, they might be discouraged further from peeking out.
Wants to get in nice and close and personal. Primi, he's not going to make a mistake there, mate. That is the easiest kill of Primi's life.
Leviathan as well, spamming through the smoke, what?
Yeah, right back to square one for T1. You know, they get their time in the sun, they get the pistol, they get the second round, and then it's like, well, we're back to our regularly scheduled proceedings of Full Sense absolutely dominating. Primi wants to make something happen here, and he gets the chance to. Oh, the quick stutter step. He's been watching the NRL. That's going to be a joke that goes over most people's heads.
Sorry.
But
I mean, how can that happen? Primi kind of biffed the dash back, but Munchkin, like, this is definitely some, you know, mental plays. Like, he tried to land that flick, but Primi's just still that good. Mechanically, all players quite mechanically, you know, skilled. But this time around, Full Sense look a lot more coordinated. It will be slowed down by Meteor, though.
Boy, that's a cheeky angle for Izu behind the turret, but kill over towards Rubble is the real concern here for Full Sense. It's allowed Meteor to take a bit of space, and it's prompted a big rotate. Full Sense, though, have 3 players here on A, so if the commitment is there from T1, hang on a second. Jit Boys goes for more. Why does he go for more? Unbelievable. Down to the 2-on-2. He's just fearless on the re-peek.
Killua has an opportunity.
Yeah, this is a sick angle for him to peek the site
30
from. I'm not
seconds
sure
left.
that T1 will be expecting this. The plant tapped, and Buzz is not watching. There's the freebie. Flash around the corner. Killua goes for more. He actually spots Munchkin on the exit, so that's good information in and of itself. Munchkin's backed his way off. Plant's not ideal necessarily for him. He's going to have to proper swing, and Killua waiting for it, but Munchkin gets it done! And T1 will survive another round.
Just incredible. He sets up that smoke and kind of uses it as a wall. I'm surprised more so that Full Sense didn't spam through it or anything, but that's what happens when those moments are that tense. Full Sense tried their best, but even then, I mean, shit boys. God, what an insane peak. But I think that's one of those things about this attack side for T1 as well, is that they can go silent, and it would be then difficult for Full Sense to read. Right now, though, it's utility and a lot of noise.
Oh, Showstopper is just going to get the better of Munchkin. That's an unfair fight for him. Primi in the meanwhile as well, by the way. He's got the operator in hand for the first time this half and already having an impact. So T1, they get through with a clutch, but Full Sense are still the team that's on top at the start of so many of these rounds that it's constantly an uphill battle for T1. Good shot from Killua, drops the spike.
Definitely shown right now, and it's so much information for, oh, hang on, Buzz. He's going to give it a good try. Swings out from Full Sense, and he takes off another head. In a staggered position.
And he has been a real big difference maker for Full Sense. Wrap in from Meteor, does not get it done, and Full Sense, they both hit their shots.
To have their moment. I mean, showstopper play.
I call that a panic showstopper, really.
True, it is, it is. But after that fact, you know, just trying to methodically clear out a lot of corners where they know the Full Sense players are positioned.
There's a hefty offense headed in his direction. T1 are not going to be slowing things down. Primi is flashed out by that paranoia as well, so has to give some ground. Munchkin taking up residence, and Cruz is a dead man. Not that he knows it just yet. Instant trade though by Jit Boys. Maybe Munchkin waited a little bit too long. It's all about Jit Boys here on the retake. Pit is through Boombot to try and clear it out, and Leviathan on the flank catches Izu in the side. Jit Boys, death from above, courtesy of Meteor. Leviathan! Straight on in, finds both, and Full Sense will go 11.
Still though, ultimately, I think it's heroic plays from Jit Boys that kind of cement Full Sense's hold in the round. You had the Viper's Pit, but Jit Boys just doesn't care now, does he?
So crazy.
Leviathan! Oh my god. Circling all around, they know there's blood in the water now.
Oh, that's terrifying if you see that on the other side of the stage.
Look at his forearms, dude.
It feels as though this is kind of going to plan in a sense for Full Sense. See what Jit Boys can do, holding on to his position. Flank coming through now.
Well, at least a lot of force space has been taken up apart from the post plant too.
Primi's going to break that door open. Pops the Blaze Storm as well. He wants to get in there, and he will. It's Izu that will fall first. T1 down on numbers now, but time is ticking in their favor. Stacks set up by Tree. He's going to be uncontested for the moment, as Full Sense will go elsewhere, and now blinded out. Cruz will not check it. He's a dead man. Frag still coming through though for Full Sense as they just bully their way onto the site. Buzz's position is known. Stacks' position is known. Defuse is on. Stacks can do nothing about it. He breaks that defuse eventually, but will be traded down. And Full Sense, they don't have the time. So Stacks could do everything about it.
Were a death squad and nothing could stop them, but Father Time was that difference this time around. Stacks into the corner. But apart from that as well, the Seeker is just to initiate the entire fight. Blaze Storm and everything, but just to bring it back around. Everyone, the Korean casters, the crowd, just watching with bated breath to see if T1 can send us to a map 3.
Oh, they're gonna go into the stack of Full Sense. Stacks. He knows all about Stacks apparently, and he's got it on lockdown. Jit Boys gets himself just the one, so it's not as disastrous as it could have been.
Izu's so low.
Stacks is a dead man. Jit Boys will catch up with him, so 2 for 2. As far as Full Sense are concerned, that's a win.
Yeah, big numbers in fact. They pick up the guns. Jitboys is close to an ult. He still has the nade. You never quite know. Meteor has to make it so incredibly painful on this look. If not, this round could actually be turned around by Full Sense.
So it buys him a bit of extra time. Full Sense are still lurking, and
Jitboys
Jitboys has found himself that kill. Surely now they start to feel there's a chance on offer. 1v1. Cruz, Vandal in hand. He's on the defuse. He's just going to sit it. I think he has to sit it. Gets the half. Meteor's down.
Okay.
Is there time?
Okay.
That's the question. Full Sense, they think they've got it, and they do. 12-8. They are now 1 round away.
Entirely possible.
Match point.
A day of upsets. And who would have thought? A slight thrifty is what makes it possible? T1 tried to pull off the assertions in towards the side. They kind of get a read over for how Full Sense plays it, but they took too much damage in that moment, in that exchange. And when it comes down to the checks on towards site, even with the lockdown, it just reveals such a triumphant moment. Found. No quarter given. Just Primi sitting on an angle.
Oh, he's good for 1. He's always good for 1.
Spike down
In
A.
fact, if I was a betting man, I'd say he's probably good for 2. Maybe 3. It is going to allow T1 into the site, but at the cost of a player, I'm not sure that it's necessarily worth it. I mean, look at all of the retake util available here for Full Sense.
Planted.
You've got the showstopper, and that's going to be pulled out. Primi with another. There's the second I win. And so too does Full Sense by the looks of things, as Jitboys connects with the showstopper. Buzz will fall, and it's all on the shoulders of Stax. He can't ace this time. It is Full Sense. They will get that defuse. They get to 13, and they were humbled by T1 in the group stage, but they go 1 better here when it matters, and they break T1's win streak, and they take the slot at London.
What a better way to do it. A thrifty into a full round, and it's all perfectly called by the guy in the spotlight right now. Cruz along his entire family even. The Royal Tie seal has been stamped, and this is the second team that we will have for Pacific to send over to Masters London.
Yeah, how can you not love this team? I think Full Sense, they are, for me, probably the most fun team to watch in Pacific, and now we'll get to watch them even more. Obviously, they qualify to go through to Ho Chi Minh, but also over to London as the Pacific representative alongside GE. And I mean, the craziest thing about that as well is it means PaperX, T1, Nongshim, all down in the lower bracket. That's 2 Masters finalists